Good Wednesday morning, and welcome to Ice Age TV. Wow. Come on, Bobby, get out here. Hey, it's the internal combustion engine age YouTube TV that I can't even speak this morning. The internal combustion engine age YouTube channel that talks about all my cars and motorcycles and trucks, SUVs. That's rough. It's rough morning here. I gotta get some coffee in me. Hey, Michael, thank you for reaching out and wanting some stickers. Nice subscriber reached out to me yesterday, and I sent him some stickers. If you reach out to me on Ice Age TV comments at gmail.com, I will respond and get you some nice stickers for your nice vehicles and share a picture of your nice vehicles as well. And oh my goodness gracious, what a beautiful Wednesday morning. And as always, it's always the routine here. Come on, no, get back out of here. Come on, get out of here. I don't know what these guys are doing. It's so hot out. They don't want to be out here. Oh my great goodness gracious. So as all, good Wednesday morning to all those that watch my channel. And I've got my flag shirt on, my good old American Pie Chevrolet hat on, and it's all about the good old American time here, because if you're watching the Republican National Convention, which I'm not watching like the whole thing, but I do get bits and pieces of it, and to me it's kind of exciting and enjoyable. And some out there may not feel that way, not may be the conservative view, but you know, whatever. But I just think it's exciting that we've got some voices that are telling people the things they're telling the people the way they think things should be versus shouldn't be. And I think that's what we need in our country. We always need the voice. Isn't that kind of what has resonated in our country's freedoms, is our voice? And once again, it's always about finding a word and trying to figure out what can be content for you. My daughter and Brian are going to go run up the street and do a little errand for me, for one of my friends. Yeah, I cut grass till I think like 8 o'clock last night. That tractor's really nice, but it beats the heck out of you. So anyways, the word of the day is voice. Because I thought to myself, Monday was the hair conversation. It was an okay conversation. Tuesday, security. I think that was a great conversation for what's going on around us. And then today I thought, what better word than voice? Because at the Republican National Convention, people are getting up and voicing their views and ideas and where we are in the country. So I thought that voice would be a great, hey, come on, Keever, don't do that. I thought voice would be a great thing to talk about. And I'm getting a little distracted because my daughter, hey, you know, my daughter's here with Brian, and the routine is getting kind of out of sync, right? Because I'm so used to walking over and nobody's look at all the rain. So we got a good amount of rain. Watch my video. No, stay here. If you watch my video, you'll see how I went around and rotted my trees. In the end, it rained, but it didn't rain enough to really supplement the trees. And if you're watching my channel, I use my tractor with my bucket on my tractor to go water my trees that I think that are really in desperate need of water. So here we are. And once again, I know it's challenging as a YouTuber to bring content on a daily basis and try to get you interested to listen to me talk and gab away, and also try to keep it within reason of not getting too radical. Oh, here we go. Look here. So the kitty cat, yeah, my theory of the stray kitty cat is definitely here in the garage, because that paper plate is laying on the ground. Now, we worked in the shop most of yesterday. There goes the kid in the piped, tuned Ram truck. She just loves that noise with Brian. And yes, we worked in that. That's so funny. How the hell did this get up here? It blew out on the frunk. You know, it's the frunk. This is that front end, and it's just a disaster. I so need to organize this thing better. Does it lift? And that thing is so temperamental. So I got all my freaking tools just laying all over the place in this thing. Got to be careful. I have literally put tools in here, and they've come in and they've jammed up the front of this of my hood. I mean, I was at a job one time. I couldn't get this hood to open up. I was going nuts. I really was. I was like, what the hell? The Watch out there, Keith. Yeah, it was very aggravating. Or, yeah, I mean, you can't get the damn thing to open. So, but that is so cool. There's just so much more room for all of your tools and equipment. Because that's always been my number one challenge working out of my trucks is there's never enough room. Here's the Honda Monkey kind of in my way. Got too many bikes as usual. So, the voice of reason, can we say that? Is that where we are in our society? And the voice thing, I mean, the voice thing is infinite on conversation because of just in general. If you think about it, people enjoy people's voices or they don't. Somebody may be like, I just don't like your voice, or singers. I mean, I've always have been anybody. I'm sure is just like me, or I'm just like you. To the people that can sing, yeah, their voices are just incredible. Yeah, do you wish you had that talent? I do. I mean, yeah, do I wish I could have been the Bono of the music world? Of course. I mean, that would have been really cool. But to have that talent, you got to start young. That wasn't my calling in life, was it? I'm going to clean my mirror, so sorry for the delay here. I think my camera is a little dirty. Maybe not. I don't know. So anyways, conversations. The voice, when we think of voice, I mean, what really jumps in my head, the first thing that jumped in my head about voice was artificial intelligence, was all this AI. But also, what jumped in my head was the voice recognition of you drive around your car, and like you have Siri, or you have Alexa, or, you know, whatever. There's a gazillion different, I think, now voice recognition software programs. But in the cars, usually it's Siri, and you can you drive down the road and you can talk to your car, like Waze, which is pretty cool about Waze app. You can talk to Waze. You know, you talk out loud. I mean, so many people know that for how many years now have the cars had technology in them where you can talk to your car to make a phone call to somebody, to give you directions, to ask it where a gas station is, where a restaurant is. I mean, that's been going on now for how many years? I'd say at least 10, 15 years, I think. I could be wrong on that. Ever since the cell phones have integrated with the communications with cars. So the voice recognition, that's big, and it's been an ongoing. My dad worked for AT&T and Bell Labs. I think Bell Labs would have been one of the more original ones back in probably the 50s and 60s that created the voice recognition to a degree, I guess. My dad would know more about that, but my dad was a career communications worker from AT&T to Sprint and the telephone industry, and so he would probably say, yeah, the Bell Labs worked on voice recognition many, many years ago. And as you know, now when you make a phone call to your credit card company or to really any company anymore, a lot of times now, instead of having to push a number 1 or number 2, you hear say yes or no or whatever. You use voice recognition through the phone to share what you want to do. And the dogs are kind of distracting me. It's all the distractions this morning. That's what happens when you've got so many things going on. No, I don't trust you upstairs. Come on. I don't trust your butt upstairs because you're always up to something, man. Just always wanting to harass somebody or eat something. I know you. I know you too well. It's hot, isn't it? And it is really hot. I'm sure most people are saying the exact same thing I'm saying. It's hot. Yeah, I gotta go do a job outside. I got jobs to do, and it's just like, ugh, who the hell wants to do them? You just dripping sweat. I mean, right now, like I'm just sweating walking around. I mean, it's so hot and humid, and you know this heat isn't giving up. The heat and the humidity is not giving up, and in so many ways, I said here like a week or two ago that on how up here the heat isn't like Florida. Well, I'm eating my words big time because for the last good few weeks up here, the heat has been like Florida. And to a degree, Florida's not even as bad because Florida typically down there is in the high 80s, low 90s. But it's just at nighttime, it doesn't cool down. That's the thing down there. That's the biggest difference I notice is that it's still 82 or 88 degrees at 2 in the morning. Up here, we do get a little bit of a relief. How about that race truck? Where's the dark horse? What will be the voice? Will I get a voice call on that today? I don't think so. I don't think that's going to be tomorrow or Friday. Could even maybe be longer. Who knows? You know, in some ways, it might be good. Because when I got to bring all the money to the table, yeah, my voice will be getting weaker instead of stronger because of the money I'm going to owe these guys to get that Mustang. You know, it's been so long since I got so excited about doing that project. Borderline now, it's kind of like the fun factor has kind of gone away because I was so excited last December to get that car and then to go out and do everything to it. But now it's such a long time frame. You know me, the guy that goes out and buys something new every 6 months. Wait, no, every 2 weeks. Right. Yeah, can I go? Do I get out of July without buying something? Because we bought something in June, right? We bought the Harley Davidson Street Glide ST in June down in Florida. And for the record, it's July, a little past middle of July. And have I bought anything? I don't think I have. Yeah, a miracle, right? Just about. I tried last weekend to frickin' buy an Indian Scout 101, but that wasn't meant to be. And yeah, and the people out there on my channel, they voice their views and ideas, which I enjoy to hear. And yeah, selling a car through a raffle or whatever it may be, yeah, that's, you know, somebody that has an expert on that. That's enough to do. That's somebody that's an expert and knows how to do all that stuff. And it would be something to pursue. Probably would be wise to, just to get rid of so much debt and just really just keep the select few things I just really adore, which I like the Camaro, I like the Challenger, you know, I just like these certain vehicles that I don't think you can replace. The Corvette, as far as the year, the colors, and the price I paid for them. So that's all always debatable. But so back to the voice. Yeah, the voice idea came from me watching the Republican National Convention, because you're hearing people get up in front of the audience, the participants there, and they're voicing concern of what's going on in our country and the world. And it's, you know, it's tears. It's tears to hear some of these personal stories. I mean, they're bringing just regular individuals in this convention, and people are sharing their stories. And I mean, and you know, and there's always variables, and I get all that what goes on in people's lives. But when you hear these personal stories of a mother that lost her son, firstborn son, to fentanyl, you know, it's just a tearjerker. It's so sad to hear that he even went to that route of being given fentanyl, and it was laced, and it wasn't the fentanyl overdose, it was laced, toxic, it killed him. So she was there, you know, really had me to hold back tears from the fact that the illegal immigration, the open borders, is just so out of control. So she was voicing her help. Her position was, I want to help others not have to go through what I'm going through. And then another woman was there that had a veteran, Iraq, you know, Afghanistan son. And you know, all colors, all different personalities, all different ethnic groups were there on the stage. And when you hear the story of her telling you that her son, who now is a veteran, that was killed in, I guess it was New York City. He wasn't killed in Iraq. He wasn't killed in Afghanistan. But he was killed in his own backyard in the streets of New York City by 6 illegal immigrants. And so when you hear that, and she's very, very, very vocal, she was very vocal about how sad it is and how bad it is that this country is just letting the illegals run rampant under this sitting administration. Mayor Scotty Boy, and so you hear these stories, and that's what I say, that what gave me this idea this morning, the voice, was you're hearing people speak out loud about what they're seeing, and they're not happy, and they want change. And, you know, and the thing is, somebody here can say, yeah, but now you're just pushing Donald Trump. No, I'm not. I think that the voice of reason, I think most here would agree on the voice of reason. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if it's somebody else running to compete against Joe Biden. I think most would agree that the voice of reason of where we are in our country, it has to be talked about, and it has to be handled. And that's what's going on. And you just happen to have a guy named Donald Trump that opposes the views and ideas of where this country is. And so once again, I'm not really trying here this morning to say, hey, Donald Trump's your answer. But what I'm saying to you is it's interesting to hear people are speaking out loud. And even Elon Musk, you watch Elon Musk, it's going to be very interesting to see the separation of the liberal side to Elon Musk. I just think he's going to lose. I think he'll lose 2/3 of his customer base, maybe, or half over time, because he's now going to start supporting Donald Trump with $45 million per month. He just announced that yesterday. Elon Musk is being very vocal. He is voicing big time on X his political views and what he feels where this country is so wrong, and calling out Joe Biden, calling out this administration. It's just incredible, because Elon Musk came from the Obama liberal-sided green agenda views, and that's how he got going truly for his most success and most notice was Tesla, which in so many ways it was Joe Biden and Barack Obama that created his success and wealth by handing out the government monies, the government entitlement. But yet now here so many years later, he is so on the page. He even voted for Joe Biden. And that's what's interesting as well, is who will voice their real sincere feelings. And that's what I think about cars and trucks and motorcycles. It's incredible how many of us will go buy something and we know that we made a mistake, but will you actually voice that? So that's what's very intriguing is, I think you know as well as I do, there's many people out there that just won't voice their unhappiness of what they've done to themselves, and they won't raise their hand. I mean, who doesn't know or have a friend, a boss, an organization where they just won't admit that they screwed up. They won't voice it. One of the most powerful words in the world is, and I'm sure some people say love. Yes. Probably is even more powerful than that is sorry. I'm sorry. I screwed up. That word is so powerful. And you know that because you've had relationships, you've had instances in work, and going to a car dealership, going to a motorcycle dealership, where the other person made a mistake and they just won't say, I'm sorry. I mean, they won't do it. And so it just pisses the crap out of you, where you want to say, I'm done. Because you're a jerk, because you screwed up, you created this problem, but you don't want to admit it. And that's what I think more than ever is going on in our country, more than ever, is why doesn't the other side want to say, you know what? I screwed up. I supported a whole new agenda in this country that in the end, it just isn't right. You just can't tell me that you feel right that people are being run out of their rentals because the rent has gone up so much. And there's a lot of things behind that, because insurance has gone up. I get that you can't blame everything on a sitting president, and I'm not going to say you can, but I can say there's a lot of things going on. There's a lot of things going on in this country that could be different if you had different powers to be and different agendas. And so for those of us that do want to voice our concern, are you heard? It's so weird on my channel. I have so many people that tell me over and over again that they do not get alerts when my videos populate. And I do every day, one video every day. I sometimes do 2, 3, 4, 5 videos a day. I'm sure right now I have 2,700 videos. And for me, it's just, what's going on? Why don't the people that subscribe to me have alerts that I'm posting videos? I have no idea. Is it on my end? I went into my settings last night and looked around a little bit, but not on my desktop, on my mobile phone. And maybe I need to go on my desktop. Do I have something on my end that's not alerting people that when I post a new video, that, because I have all these other subscriptions that I have, and I see these guys pop up all the damn time on my channel. I show it to you. And so So now here's the thing. The voice of concern is huge in the car market. I have talked about this so many times. You're probably sick of hearing it. You're probably just like, Jesus Christ, Iceman. We've heard this same rhetoric from you. But here's the thing. It's you look around, and I keep on asking those out there, and it's great to hear from Charles. Hey, good morning there, Charles. The Hood, he was laughing how I said, is he in YouTube jail? And what's so cool about Charles and I is, it's incredible how it's such a small world. Here's a guy, Charles, that found my YouTube channel. I don't even know how he found it. That lives out there in Oregon, and he grew up here in where I live in this D.C., Virginia, Maryland area. And we're talking. He's asking me who Tuesday song was, and it was the Moody Blues. Then he goes to his first concert was in Lake Tahoe, and then I shared with him my first outdoor concert was U2 back in. I think it was like August or September of 1992, if I remember right, where my first wife and I went to that concert. She bought the tickets. We had front stage tickets, and this is no lie. To this day, my ex-wife, I'm sure, is probably going to tell a story. What I'm going to tell you right now is my ex-wife, we were right there in front of the stage within hand's reach of Bono, and she was right there, and Bono was going towards her way to bring somebody up on the stage. And I yelled her name out, and she looked over at me, and then he went to a different girl. And this day, I wonder when she turned her head to me, that distracted Bono from taking her, Bono, whatever you want to say it, that distracted him from taking my ex-wife's, her name was Heather, hand and bringing her on stage. I think this date, she thinks that I distracted her, and that ruined that opportunity for her, which I was huge. But anyways, for Charles, he went to the U2 concert as well. Now, did we go on the same date? I have no idea, but that's just so, such a small world. And that's what goes on my YouTube channel. It's like people voice their views and ideas and share their experiences, like Don, one of my great subscribers, and Jenny, he's very active in my channel. And even for him, he's reaching out to me and saying, I do not get notifications of you posting videos. I have to constantly go to your channel to see what you're doing. Wow, what the hell is going on? I'm just voicing concern. For me, building a YouTube channel, I put a lot of time and effort into, and I do get so many compliments of people that do enjoy the channel. So back to the voice and concern, and once again, it's the same rhetoric on my channel. I get it. The EV age is a huge concern for us Ice Age people. And that's a whole other thing that I think is driving the interest of so many more of Donald J. Trump is to simmer down all of this EV agenda, the green agenda, advancement at such a fast pace. I forgot to mention yesterday, the Teamsters Union president came to the Republican National Convention. He was very vocal, very boisterous, and typical mafia type of look and mafia type of talk, in my view. It's the union, the Teamsters Union. That's the first time ever in the history of the Teamsters Union an individual of his stature has come to a Republican National Convention. And he admitted that he was invited by Donald Trump to come speak because, when it comes to the unions, it tends to lean Democratic views and Democratic support. So this was a huge thing for a Teamsters Union president. He even said it numerous times. For him to be there at that convention was a very unique situation. And he hammered the hell out of how corporate greed has got to stop and how the little guy has to be taken care of. And when this guy's talking all about this, I think to myself, wow, the corporate greed is at an all-time high. Under Joe Biden, the profits of corporations under this city administration is at its highest ever. The small business guy has been run out of town. It has. I'm sorry. For anybody if they say, I don't want to hear all this stuff, Iceman. Well, for the record, small business drives this country. And for the record, to hear this guy, the president of the Teamsters Union, in so many ways lambasting about the Democratic Party supporting them and getting their ways, at the same time, I'm like, yeah, true. but it's still a huge separation of the big greed of big business to the small guy. So, you're implying that the union, I don't disagree, has done a good job for the United States Parcel Service, UPS. That's what he was using. That's one of the biggest Teamsters unions in the country, maybe the world. And he's referencing how great an operation that is. And I don't disagree. It is. It is a great operation. But at the same time, you just step back and think, but under the powers to be, every one of us is paying through the roof for everything. And to the point that Wall Street Journal Bloomberg News claims that repossessions are up 23%. You're hearing numbers all over the place. But the thing is, what they're saying about these repossessions, these cars, is the heyday has come to an end for people. The expenses of having higher living costs for energy and food, insurance costs, home costs, it's just in general, everything, taxes. They're saying that the people are having to say, okay, the nice car goes bye-bye. That's what the article talks about, is that the heyday of the citizens of our country are out of money. They have been run into the ground with everything being too expensive. Car payments are too expensive. Interest rates are too high. Everything's more money. Why would you, as a liberal-minded person, continue to voice that this city administration is the right direction of our country? And you continue to support this administration, it's only going to get even more expensive, because the green agenda enforcement hasn't even begun. And I think people don't even step back. The ongoing wars is going to be an ongoing war. I think it's very, very dangerous. Very dangerous. I truly believe we are in such the edge of our country being a direct confrontation in the world, in a war. I feel, I have a young daughter. I feel for the younger generation out there. I'm really concerned. I'm very, very concerned. These younger people that continue to rattle their mouth off about how good this administration is, not stepping back and looking at how we're in two wars under this administration. And we have our own illegal immigration that's bringing, in so many ways, all the problems from the other countries into our own backyard. If you don't think that you could be drafted and be having to fight for our country as a young person, you're a fool. You're a fool, because this illegal immigration is getting radical. And when somebody decides to put their foot down and starts to tell these other sitting countries, you can't keep sending your people here, and you got to get your own government in place, and we have to go visit them personally to try to bring the mayhem to an end, you may be called to duty to try to resolve that. I mean, do you understand we are in a war with Iraq? Why? Because of the mayhem of the sitting government. We're in a war with Russia and Ukraine. Why? In many people's views, from the mayhem of the Ukraine government. It's very argumental. We're in a war with Israel, supporting them with the Hamas because of the way the Palestinians ran their city, the Gaza, and the way they ran their country against the Jews in Israel. So we're in a war. So if you think it's too far-fetched to not think that we're going to be in a war with another sitting country that doesn't abide by the rules that we think are proper and correct and are bringing mayhem to our own country stateside, you don't understand things. You're too young. You're too naive. And that's what's going on. And yesterday on X, if you go on X, it's the worst. People are belittling what happened to Donald Trump. People are putting a big Band-Aid or a big diaper around their head, acting like they got shot like Donald Trump. I'm thinking, wow, don't be careful what you wish for. And so that's huge on X. And Elon Musk is letting it run rampant, just for the record. A lot of people are mouthing off right now of what happened. And I mean, sincerely, they're mouthing off. And Elon Musk is not silencing them. I guess Elon Musk is trying to show people that, hey, it goes both ways. I'm going to let people run their mouth to a degree, and I'm not going to silence them. I'm going to let the freedom of your voice, per se, continue. Some will challenge that. But here's the point. Here's Eric Swalwell out of California running his mouth. I think he's out of California. He could be, I don't even know. But to me, he's a jerk. And I even responded to his post yesterday. I said, it's beyond believable that we have these political individuals on X that run their mouth all day, just creating more division of our country. Adam Schiff, Jeffries, you can go through the list, Chuck Schumer, you can go through Maxine Waters, you can go through the list of all these political figures that get on X and they run their mouth and they belittle others. And I'm like, it's beyond unbelievable that we are now in a society more than ever that you have all these high-powered so-called politicians that are on these social media networks, platforms, and when they spend their day mouthing off and arguing and creating even more divisions in our country. I mean, really? I said, why can't you be using your time to make this country better than sitting here mouthing off on X? What a joke. I mean, sincerely, for all those political figures that are getting on X all day long, and these people, they've got nothing to do. They've got nothing to do besides create divisions and push the agenda that their voice is the answer, and it's not the answer. I'm sorry. It's not the answer. And that's why, more than ever, I think you're going to hear a lot of people's voices get louder because it's just not right. It's not acceptable. And I mean, do you really feel happy? I mean, here's what's crazy in my neighborhood. I'm just out of touch. I'll agree, I'm out of touch. This morning, for the hell of it, I looked at my neighbor's house that went up for sale maybe 2 weeks ago. I could be wrong. Look at my YouTube channel. And the house went on the market for $999,000. Now it's at $975,000. I noticed over the weekend the U-Haul van was there, and they're moving stuff out. And I've seen a lot of activity at that house. That house has a pending contract on it. So in my own backyard, basically $1 million home, went on the market 2 weeks ago, and it's getting ready to be sold. I look around on Zillow of all these properties around me. This is now the $1 million neighborhood. The house that is across the way that used to be mine and my parents', it's now $1.2 million value. My place is on Zillow at $863, but it doesn't really have all the right information on it, but that's fine. And then you go around my neighborhood, $1.1 million. So all these homes are all now $1 million homes in my own backyard. What type of money you're going to have to own these houses? Where is it coming from, man? I mean, even if you have $500,000 and you buy the $1 million home, and you have $500,000 mortgage with real estate taxes and insurance, man, you're going to be at $7,000 a month, if not $8,000, not including your electric bill, not including your maintenance. Where is the money coming from, everybody? What is going on? Sincerely. Is everybody making $200,000, $300,000, $400,000 a year now? $500,000 a year? And this is what's so befuddling. So befuddling. The stock market's at 42K, 41.9. The stock market has exploded. But yet, all you're hearing about is people being run out of their house, people losing their cars, the prices of everything through the roof, and you just think to yourself, wow. Wow. And don't use me as an example, man. I'm over leveraged. Yeah, I'm over leveraged. So don't look at me like, well, look at you, dude. You're the guy that has all this stuff. Yeah, it's all payments, man. When I stop making the payments, the things go bye-bye. I don't own this stuff. Wish I had the brains. I wish I had the brains and I buy a car, and over 6 months, a year, I pay it off. Then I buy another one. I don't have those type of brains, man. I wish I had the brains. And when I was talking about NVIDIA stock last year, that I would have been the guy to buy into that stock. I wish I had the brains when I was talking about Elon Musk and artificial intelligence a year and a half ago. I would have stepped back and said, who's going to be the guys that create this technology and what's the name of their company? Oh my gosh, if I'd have bought NVIDIA stock 2 years ago for like $80 a share, and I would have bought, let's just say $10,000 worth, oh my gosh, I'd be probably right now worth $500,000, if not $1 million. I just ain't that smart, everybody. All right, that's it. I talk a lot. I voice my views and ideas and thoughts, and I got to go to work. And hope you enjoy the scenery. And as always, I appreciate all the support. And it's all about us voicing what's right versus wrong. And I'm sure some people, once again, I know there's people on my channel, they just don't want to hear it. But we're in my view, you hear it all the time. Oh, we're at the crossroads of the difference of the country. If you don't change administration, it's over. Well, I got to tell you what. I think most people would honestly say in the last 4 years, since, it's really 3 because he came into office in 2021, but since the sitting administration coming to office, I think a lot of people, if you step back and say yes, in 3 years' time, a lot has changed. So If we don't get change this time around, do you think that it's going to be all out? It's going to be all out. And that's going to be the grooming for the next person, and Gavin Newsom, maybe Michelle Obama. And the thing is, does Joe, at the last second, does the Democratic Party throw in a whole new personality that starts to tell you what you want to hear, but actually what they do is two different things? And I have to say that possibility is pretty big. That the potential is they're going to throw the one guy out, put somebody else in, and then they're just going to do the political thing and talk out of the side of their mouth, and they're going to tell you it's going to be all right. And then the political party just continues their voice of change. And wow, I think I'll pass on that right. That's it. As always, thanks so much. Got my spirit on, the American spirit, right? The freedoms. That's what we're voicing. We want our freedoms, everybody. So everybody have a great day. God bless. Stay safe.